We've had the handshake, and now we're down to business. The final frame, and what a break-off that is from Bingham. Dear, oh dear. Well, we've seen a few dodgy break-offs this week. I think Shaun Murphy lost 3 frames from the break-off today against Judd Trump. Ultimately, that was very costly because he lost 6-5 on the final black. Now, what can Holt do from this half chance? Yes, not an easy opening red, but it's definitely a chance to get in. That looked a little bit edgy. Nothing easy, though, in a final frame. But he's left it for Bingham.
One.
Anywhere but there, I'm guessing. I've got a feeling he's snookered on the blue. Yeah, I think that expression tells us that he is. Not only snookered on the blue, Mike, but not on any of the baulk colours either.
Well, I'd say it. Yeah, absolutely.
Anywhere but there.
Yellow ball. Stuart Bingham, 1.
So just 1 for Stuart Bingham. He was very unlucky there to land where he did, but the consolation prize is having Holt snookered. Another shake of the head from Bingham.
One.
Well, that was a mistake then, and Stuart's in. Wow, what a split that is. That could be very, very important, of course.
Well, is this the chance
Hey.
for Stuart Bingham to win a match that he looked certain to win about 2.5 hours ago when he led 4-0? And then must have begun to wonder if he was destined to lose when Holt came back to 4-all and then 5-all.
9.
But now, golden chance.
$16. $17. 24. $25.
Well, Bingham clearly not happy with his positional side of things here on the black.
You know, I think he's just contemplating it, Phil, whether to go in with power and get him right open, because always there's a risk there you can knock one in. There's loose threads, but he just has to make sure here with the cue ball, because you're saying it could go wrong. Now, what's he going to play here? A little gentle cannon, or will he go into the main bunch with a lot of backspin?
Holt sitting there powerless to change proceedings at the moment, hoping for another chance.
Oh, he's missed the black. He's missed it by a mile.
And I don't think that was a kick. Well, has Bingham paid the price there for overthinking things?
Probably. And the red, I've just noticed that the red near the pink spot goes. I think he's got down in the end there, Phil, and still undecided what to do.
He gave it a good couple of minutes thinking time.
He did. And the thing is, when you're in those situations under this sort of pressure, you've got to make sure that you completely clear your mind and know what you're doing.
Well, this is a chance that Michael Holt probably didn't expect to get when Bingham was right in amongst them. But there's so much pressure now out there. Nothing is easy. Who can hold their nerve for longer?
Well, just a few balls to be potted here for £12,500. And important, well, for both players, but Michael as well. I mean, he'll go up a place and still a chance in the next few months to get himself into that. Well, if he wins the tournament, he'll be in the 16. But he's going in the right direction. Well, he was sitting there. We watched him in the chair, probably resigned to the fact that it was all over.
It would certainly be a horrible way for Bingham to lose if that missed black proves to be his final shot. He gave it an awful lot of thought, and in the end he made a mess of it.
Nine.
Controlled that well.
14.
But he's going to be on the stretch here, assuming he can reach the cue ball. No, it's the rest, and that makes it a lot trickier.
Yeah, it's awkward over the blue, isn't it? You know, a couple of inches either way, he's fine. Well, he might just put the little extension on the bottom of the cue here.
So he's decided that with that extension he can reach this, but it's still far from straightforward. The rewards could be great though if he can pod it.
Well, it's okay. Could have done with a little bit more. He's going to have to play a little cannon here now as well. If he drops it in, he could just probably miss the red on the right-hand side. There's the loose one on the left there, but I'm sure he's going to play a little cannon. Try and nudge them. But the pressure is on. He's got them. He's done very well there.
22.
Minutes to the witching hour in Darqing, but those who have stayed to watch the finale of this match are being rewarded by some gripping action. It really is so tense out there now, and Holt just the wrong side of the blue. Bingham, well, he'll be having nightmares about that black if he goes on to lose.
Yeah, I think this red near the pink is available to the right, so if he brings the cue ball back where it is now, well, he's not thinking of going around the angles here, is he?
Well, he's got very little angle to play with.
Well,
it's like he is.
He's looking to power it in.
You know, well, that's always the risk. If you hit the ball that hard, you're taking the chance. You can say he's a bit unlucky, but clearly wasn't quite accurate enough. And with that pace, Mike, enough to take it off the table.
We've seen it before, haven't we? Because at the end of the day, the ball at that pace is bouncing, and it's not even hitting the cloth between the spot and the pocket, and it won't take it. You know, he's experienced to know the difference. Why on earth didn't he just stop, bring the white back a couple of feet for the red near the pink? He might have just thrown away frame and match. And there is the match time, 3.5 hours, beyond 3.5 hours.
One.
Wow, what a lifeline. This is for the world number 2.
Yeah, it has to be said that was a rather edgy visit to the table from Michael Holt. There was a lot of getting up and then getting down again and not being entirely sure what to play. Could pay a very heavy price. Bingham just relieved to be back at the table after the error of judgment on the black.
Well, we've seen that happen. Oh, hang on. He's short on the red. It's getting very edgy. We've seen that happen on that blue a couple of occasions this year when it's trying to be powered in and the pocket just won't take it.
Yeah, and this is the fascination of snooker, isn't it? You're looking at a former world champion here, but anything under this kind of pressure with so much at stake can be missed. It may appear easy, but nothing is in this kind of situation. But it's what makes the game so watchable. Michael Holt's turn to think, am I going to get a reprieve? Close, but no cigar.
Stuart Bingham, A.
Well, we've seen one match go to the wire, literally today, 6-5 on the black. Could this be another one?
Both players have already had gilt-edged chances. Neither have managed to take them. 16 points between them. And here's another big shot coming up. A very tough red.
One.
A wonderful pot.
I'll tell you what, Phil, how well has he hit that? Oh, dear me, that was beautiful. And no, it depends if he's got the angle on the brown or if you can see the green, because he wants to get on this red that's just the bottom of these three behind the, or above the black spot. It depends how straight he is on this brown. It's not landed good. He's got the blue as an option, but at this stage, in the first frame, he'd probably take the blue, but in the final frame?
Yeah, it's one of those where if it goes in, it's a match winner, but if he misses it, it could cost him the match. Both players being put through the ringer here in the closing stages. A match that's lasted in excess of 4 hours now.
Well, he's had 2 or 3 looks at the brown. He feels if he tries to screw back, he might go in off. The better angle is the blue, but it's all or nothing.
Those are the calculations that he's making right now. You can almost see the wheels turning. Yeah, and he's, well, in 2 minds, 3 minds, 4 minds about it.
Well, he could play the brown here, Phil, but leave the red from distance, you know, rather than take the risk on the blue. The blue is probably the shot, but I say, at this juncture.
Yeah, it's very, very difficult under the kind of pressure that Holt is under right now. He's tempted for sure, but he knows the risk it carries.
Third ball.
Is he going to take that risk? It looks as though he is.
He's going for it. He's going for the frame and match.
Well, we think he is anyway. Hardy souls hanging on for the climax. And why not?
This is all or nothing. Well played. Well, he's took it on, he's got it, and he deserves to win the match from there.
He's taken it on, he's got it, but he's still got work to do here. This isn't a gimme either. It's a terrific pot from Holt. I think the crowd have forgotten how to clap. Too much tension, it's got to them as well.
Well, this will obviously open up the other two reds to the opposite corner.
Yeah. Well, like I said, nothing is easy at this stage.
Michael Holt, 6.
So, the gauntlet falls to Stuart Bingham. Both players have had chances in this decider.
I think we could have another couple of twists yet.
10 points between them, still 59 on the table. The ball's fairly invitingly placed. Nothing safe anyway. But potting them right now, a tricky proposition. And that's a very good pot from Bingham. He needed the full width of the pocket, but there was plenty of pressure on that, particularly at that pace. If he missed it, could have cost him the match.
Well, I think he'll play a cannon into the reds here rather than the slow stunt.
Yeah, particularly given what happened just now.
Well, the thing is, you're hitting it with more power, more assertiveness, aren't you? At the end of the day, if you just, you know, sometimes you play that little soft stun under this pressure, Phil, you could finish up not delivering the cue properly. Well, it's better to play at that pace.
Yeah, and what a chance this has now become. It was a brave red from Bingham. And he's already 19 points in front, so this is a gilt-edged opportunity to finally, belatedly, book his place in the next round. Surely there won't be another twist.
$16.
Well, this needs potting.
Yeah, it could have been easier. Oh, you were saying, Phil, you were saying, unbelievable. Wow, this is what can happen in these deciders.
A real nail biter. Too thick. Who's going to fall over the line? Wait a minute, wait a minute. Oh my goodness me. What a time to get a fluke like that. Well, that is extraordinary. It nearly stayed on the lip as well.
I'll tell you what, we've had just about everything today, haven't we? Incredible.
He needs the black and the final. Oh, beg your pardon. No, it's Holt who's behind, not Bingham, but it's still a chance if he can get position.
Tell you what, that's finished perfect. Like, that could have easily gone wrong. That could have nestled on the red there, but he now has this red to the corner, and he's buzzing here, Michael. The adrenaline is flowing. It's 18 points behind, and if he gets the red, there's another difficult ball on the table, and this guy at the moment thinking he's on his way home.
Well, clearly Bingham unlucky to see Holt fluke, that red, but he had his chance.
Certainly did. Oh, he's missed that by a mile, an absolute mile. And where's it going to finish? Oh, dear me.
Michael Holt, 8.
Well, there are no words. What you're seeing here is what pressure can do to the very best snooker players in the world.
Well, he's got up. Do you think he's had a kick there, Phil? That this reaction is Stuart's having the white clean. Do you think that was a kick?
I'm not sure, to be honest. It might have been, but equally it might have been just the pressure of the occasion that got to him.
Possibly.
He missed it by a very wide margin.
1.
Well, listen, it's 19 the difference. You never know the way things are going here. Stuart needs the blue and the yellow. I just wonder whether Michael actually got a kick on that red, but I think from that distance, I think it was just pressure.
6.
Well, they've both missed balls that they would normally pot with their eyes shut in this frame. That's a certainty. They've both had numerous chances.
8.
But it looks like Stuart Bingham, who's probably aged a few years during this evening session in China.
Not the only one.
Who's going to go through. What a match it's been. What a day it's been. We had a black ball decider earlier. This isn't quite going to be the black ball, but it certainly had all the drama you could wish for and more.
15.
But it's over now. The pressure's off, and Stuart Bingham's through to play Mark Selby.
15.
Well, credit to Michael Holt for making such a match of it from 4-0 down. That looked unlikely. He battled his way back, but ultimately he will be furious, and he wanted to throw that blue into the crowd there. Did he get a kick? Quite possibly. Did that cost him the match? Well, maybe. Only he knows for sure. But Stuart Bingham, who must have thought on a number of occasions in that final frame that he'd lost and was going out from 4-0 up, has somehow found a way through. His reward, a semi-final showdown with the world #1 and world champion Mark Selby, with Ding Junhui to play Judd Trump in the other semi-final. What a 5th day we've had at the International Championship.